Indiana Jones. A great film franchise for the first three movies, and the fourth was mid. I could probably end the video there, but I'll keep going. When the first movie was released, it was rated PG despite the fact that it's not exactly a.
Huh?
PG film. Yeah, not exactly PG. Not only in violence, like the Nazi mechanic who gets sliced up in plane propellers, but also in context with fighting the Nazis in general. To get ancient religious artifacts, so of course, it had to have a game made off of it for the NES, SNES, Genesis, Game Boy. But the one that we're talking about is just for the Super Nintendo, or SNES. And before we talk about this game, I want to bring up a series on the Super Nintendo, Super Star Wars. It's a trilogy, just like, the original trilogy, since it was based off of it. But with Indiana Jones, he got one game for three movies. One game for three movies, which kind of sucks. I haven't exactly said my opinion on the game yet, but I feel like it could have turned out better had it been three games instead of one. The game does not have some very iconic scenes in it. The first notable scene missing is the fight on the flying wing. That could have been awesome. Fight the guy in the tank later in the game, so why not the Nazi mechanic? Yeah, the guy in the tank doesn't get sliced into pieces, but the Nazi mechanic is never shown dying in the movie. Maybe they could even have you play as Marion fighting the pilot at her time limit while Indy fights the mechanic. Gotta turn the plane towards that poor little mechanic man, and then you win. Kind of like how in the tank fight you have to kill the guy before you reach the cliff. Though the one very iconic scene that was adapted that I do have problems with is the famous boulder scene. You cannot take your time. You have to hurry. But the problem is that when you rush, you run into spikes and traps, and they slow you down and even push you back into the boulder. The boulder kills you in one hit, which that makes sense, but if you make too many mistakes, it'll chew up all of your lives, and it's back to the beginning of the first level. Another problem with the Raiders of the Lost Ark is you go 4 levels without a password, and that is just unacceptable. But back to the iconic scenes. In the Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones fights a man in a rock crusher thingy, while Short Round also fights to help Indy get rid of the voodoo doll of him. That's not here at all. In fact, Short Round isn't mentioned at all. Short Round is pretty important in the temple, and Willie isn't here either, and my least favorite level in the entire game is the minecart level in the Temple of Doom. Honestly, it just sucks. I'm a master at it now, but seriously, it is just terrible. You have to shoot other people in minecarts, but also shoot levers to avoid going off the track, and if you try to shoot the carts and lever at the same time, it'll just flip right back and you'll fall off the track. Now, there's another scene that's missing from the games that it's one of my favorite scenes. It's the truck chase with the Ark. I don't know just how well they could have integrated it, but the Lego game did pretty good. Now, for the last scene that wasn't in the game but was in the movies is the scene with the Venice Canals, where they race the guy with the fezzes. Instead, you get a short cutscene where Elsa tells Indy about the location of his father, then you're suddenly in the castle. Now, for the next section, an entire overview of the game. You start off with a cutscene of Indy arriving at the temple with the idol in it. You play through a short, pretty fun, pretty easy level, and then you get to the boulder scene. It's not completely terrible, definitely tolerable, but it requires more memorizing than I'd like. Overall, it's okay. Now, for the most part, it's just a little bit difficult, but my previous complaints still apply. Then you get a cutscene about how Indy is going to visit Marion. He flies over to the Nepean Mountains. You get a pretty easy level with the only annoying enemies being the birds and what looks like a wolf. It is a fairly decent level, nothing special really. After this, you get a level in the bar. It's pretty good, except for one little thing. A fire. A large fire rises in the bars you play. If it rises too far, you won't be able to make it back to the path you need to go. It's not that big of a deal, and as long as you're fast enough, you'll be fine. Then you find a man wearing black, from the movie. He's holding a torch and jumps around at the top of the room where Marion is. He's pretty easy to beat on the first couple of tries. After this, you move on to Cairo. The level's pretty easy, pretty good. Something unforgivable happens, you go 4 unrelenting levels without a password. It is really bad. But I suppose practice makes perfect. Definitely gives you plenty of time to practice. After the first Cairo level of platforming on roofs and through streets against Nazi soldiers and men with scimitars, at the end you come across the man from the movie with a sword, throwing it back and forth. You get a gun, you shoot him once, and he dies. Beautiful. Next level has you chased after a carriage with a man throwing hay at you. You follow him with a gun, and you have to shoot him enough times before you fall behind, which is pretty stupid. After you kill him, you gotta hop on as quickly as you can. Then you fight some random bald man, possibly the mechanic, who is overly easy to beat. Seriously, it's super easy to corner him and just punch him without being hit a single time. Maybe I've just spent too much time and I've become too good at murdering bald men. Although, my point about him being the Nazi mechanic, possibly, appears to be invalidated. Because this guy shows up later in the game too. Can't be. After that you get a nighttime stage. Nothing special, but pretty difficult. I really can't describe it any better than the Cairo daytime stage, but worse, and with more rats. Then you get a nice daytime stage with a bunch of minecarts and a few motorcycle Nazis. So, that's nice. Then you get a level on the Well of Souls. It's not too hard, just trying not to fall into the snake pits in here. After that, you get a cutscene. Then you get another level on the Well of Souls. But dark. Ooh. Not too much to say about this level. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Then we get a slow, annoying, not so great level. I think it's pretty bad. You have to go through this level with a bunch of birds, with rocks, or maybe eggs, I think. Sometimes you can't see them when they throw the eggs at you. I hate those stupid birds. Then, you get a pretty decent boss. Yeah, no joke, it's actually really good. One of my favorite parts. It's actually possible without being an MLG 360 no-scope or Dark Souls master. It's actually playable and good because it relies on your skills, not bragging, with trial and error until you learn to get good. After that, we actually get a pretty neat concept. The first level of the Temple of Doom. A group of 4 men shoot at you from the roof. It shows a target on the screen and you have to hide behind things like tables and pianos, which this place has many of for some reason. I feel like you only really need 1 or 2 pianos, but after this neat level, we get another pretty decent level. You climb from roof to roof while avoiding and killing gunsmen. It's really not that bad, but one complaint is with the fake trampoline thingies. You jump on them, but if you stay a second too long, the second would take you to realize that you hadn't bounced. They just break. Granted, they respawn when they're off screen, so it's not that bad. Then we get a cutscene, and they're surfing on the mountains in a raft. Once you get a hold of it, it's actually a pretty big highlight in the game. The only problem I have with it is that it doesn't show the barriers, so sometimes you try to avoid something only to go straight into another thing's line, since you can't push past the area you tried to move to. But that's my only problem with it. Overall, good level. Next level, you get a bit of a maze in Pancop Palace. It's not that bad, but it's pretty stupid. Not terrible, but somewhat annoying. Not to mention, if you wanted to, you could probably just get infinite one-ups. That's a pretty big design oversight. Or maybe they meant to do it. Then you get a level in the caves under the palace. It's not hard, but it's really annoying. Got you flames that pop up from lava as you ride rocks over it. You usually have to use your grenade to kill people throwing knives at you. And you get another one in the caves with a different background. Ooh, more of the same. Then the minecart level, where you talked about that and how stupid it is. Then you get a level fighting a guy on a bridge, but the enemies behind you infinitely respawn, so that's annoying. Then, the Last Crusade. You go through the catacombs, but you have to avoid the flames every so often. First time I tried it, I had some trouble, but the next level has you go straight to the Castle of the Sacred Dead. This level's pretty darn good, but then you get to the next level. Oh man, you gotta swing from pole to pole, from windowsill to windowsill, and if you aren't a whip-swinging master, you're doomed until you get good enough at it. Other than that, it's only really half decent. Then you go on the Zeppelin and fight these extremely annoying mechanic enemies who throw wrenches at you in an arc. I wish they would eat a ploopy. Then you get a very decent stage where you fly a plane and have to shoot down 20 Nazi planes in order to progress. Then you get to go to Alexandretta and fight the Nazi guy in the tank. pretty easy. Like that it goes to something that actually happened in the movie. Not that the rest of the game doesn't, but like I pointed out earlier, it doesn't have every scene from the movie. Don't know why they didn't cut this one out, because they wanted to try something new. Then, the last level of the entire game, the Temple of the Holy Grail. It drags on for a while, but it's not impossible or anything. Then the hardest boss in the game, Donovan. It makes sense for it to be the hardest boss, though. I mean, it is the final boss. He's not that hard once you get the hang of it, but at first, he will kick your lily ass. When you finally beat him, you will feel like a god. I know I did. Beating that game is probably the most important accomplishment, which is pretty sad. So, overall, it's a good game, but the Indiana Jones movies had so much potential on the Super Nintendo, so it's just a little disappointing. I'll see you next time, and if you like this video format and want more of this, then that's what I'll do. Auf Wiedersehen.
I put the penis in my mouth, suck it dick, I go to cells. How I suck that dick, I'm proud. Suck it on dick, I got no reason. Fuck my pussy, fuck it. Fuck my pussy, fuck it. Yeah, we taking dick. Your man said he's straight, but he's not. I might suck his dick. Okay.